Hey folks, a lot of product managers think that feature parity is a positive thing, but today I actually wanted to talk to you about the perils of feature parity. Personally, I think it's a bit delusional to believe that feature parity indiscriminately is a good thing. So let's dissect it and see why it may do more harm than good for your product. So, first of all, what is feature parity? Feature parity is basically when you're trying to keep up with either your competitors or you're trying to maintain exactly the same features between different operating systems or platforms like desktop versus mobile, between your versions of the products. And why is it bad? Well, first of all, sometimes it just doesn't make sense to commit your resources to maintaining feature parity between your different versions of your product because they are used differently. So, for instance, mobile apps are commonly used for checking information, taking photos, doing something on the go, but for longer editing processes, it makes sense to use a desktop app. So, for instance, MyFitnessPal allows you to scan QR codes only on the mobile version. Why? Duh, because nobody would use a laptop or a desktop computer to run around and scan QR codes on products in a grocery store, for instance. So that's an example of feature parity between your different versions of the product. But let's focus more on the competitive feature parity, which is the most common delusion I think that I hear in the product community. That once you catch up with your competitors, it will be like the silver bullet and their users will flock to your product. Duh, why would they? Why would they overcome user inertia? Why would they go into all the trouble and bear the switching costs if you essentially have caught up with the product they're already using and you're not providing more value? So that's the first thing. But even if you improve or seemingly improve on your competitors' features, in the first place, you don't know if the competitors' features are delivering value to your competitors' users because unless you are a corporate spy, I hope you're not. You don't have access to their product usage data. So you don't know if their users are actually using these features, if they are getting value, or if they are complaining about them all the time and it's just causing problems for your competitor. So just mindlessly copying your competitors' features is a slippery slope to kind of building an indistinguishable product that focuses on the outputs rather than the outcomes. And the outcomes should always center around the value that you provide for your users. So, how can you focus on delivering more value rather than more features? Well, first of all, remember about your North Star metric. You can use this North Star checklist that I included below to make sure that you stay on course. Secondly, maintain discovery even after you have launched the initial version of your product. So, whenever you want to build something new, you should recruit ideally your best users, your ideal user persona from your app to a discovery interview so you can essentially talk to them and understand what other needs you have not met yet for them. Then, thirdly, after you have done that, it may make sense to ask your users also in app if the features that you are building are essentially valuable or useful. And you can do that through a fake door test. So you can essentially add a page to your product, add it to your menu, and then add a tooltip, directing your users to that new page, and then show them a message that this feature is currently under construction to gauge interest in the first place. But interest and usage are, of course, two different things. So I would go a step further and I would actually build a few front end elements of the new feature that you're planning to invest in and see how your users are interacting with it through either tagging the elements, for instance, with feature tagging in user pilot, or watching session recordings to see if your users are really engaging in the new feature you're building or planning to build, or if they were just curious about the tooltip. So yeah, hopefully this helps and gives you some food for thought on feature parity. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. Reply to this email. And yeah, hope to see you all next week. Bye bye.